Hello, welcome to the cVsFlight channel.
SMX, and Adam, it's been 20 years since this championship in the 450 class has been this close. 1 point separate.
Very young age, this sport requires a level of commitment that's hard to fathom, and everything you have to accomplish, everything you have to go through to get to this point. This is the day you rehearse in your mind over and over again. This is the biggest moment you could possibly be in this sport. Both Ken Roczen and Hunter Lawrence have all the skills, all the fortitude they need to be a champion. It comes down to who can execute in the biggest moment Super Motocross has to offer.
Well, you ask, who's the favorite? We don't know, just like you guys don't know at home. Here's the tail of the tape right here. 5 wins apiece.
Hunter Lawrence may be the best starter in the class, but Ken makes up for that with the speed at the beginning of the race. Both of these guys have the fitness, the team, the bike. It's any man's game, JB.
Oh man, this is gonna be so good to watch, but we've got a lot of qualifying action for you here. Bikes are ready to hit the track. That's just the 450 class, so we've still got a 250 East versus West showdown and a lot of racing to go. Let's go down trackside for more. Haley Shanley and Lurch. Haley?
Yes, well, for our 250 Western Division champion, Haiden Deegan, believe it or not, there is sentimental value to today's race. Of course, this is the last 250 race of his career. When he set out on this journey, he set out to win a championship, he says. Now, he has earned 6 of them. So after today, he's going to turn the page, and he's going 450 Pro Motocross racing, so premier class it is for him. And on note of that sentimental value, when it wasn't even imperative to do so, he told the media that I spent time on that 250 this week because I wanted to enjoy the sound of it. It just hits different than a 450. So it's a special day for Haiden, and another racer is going to be celebrating a great season today.
Yeah, absolutely. Cole Davies, a young kid with a dream in New Zealand. His parents risk everything to come over to the States, sending videotapes to be considered for the SMX Next. Gains experience in Australia, comes over in the SMX Next. 2 wins, 4 podiums. Gets the call from Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing. 18 races, 7 wins, and eventually becomes the 2026 East Coast 250 Championship, saying that dreams do come true for that young man and his family.
Much to race for between those two, and that team, that 250 team of Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing, they've been so dominant. But let's take a look at this racetrack here at the finale in Salt Lake City. We've got a track preview. AC, walk us through it.
We've got a nice long start straight here into a sweeping left-hand corner, but take a look at the bottom of your screen. Those whoops we saw in press day yesterday, very spaced out, steep whoops going into a big sand section. You're going to see a lot of mistakes, a lot of passes here all day, and I think this section highlighted on your screen right now is where the race is going to be won or lost. You see the top of your screen, we've got a long rhythm lane after the finish line. A lot of guys doing a bunch of different combinations that we're about to see these guys dissect.
All right, there you see a live look of the whoops right there. Those are absolutely going to be a factor here today. 250 West, qualifier number 1. There's Haiden Deegan right there. What's your biggest storylines for this West Division?
Well, there's no pressure on Haiden Deegan. He's had a dominant season, didn't win Anaheim 1, won everything after in convincing fashion. This is the best 250 rider on the planet, and if we've learned anything about Haiden Deegan so far in his career is that he just doesn't know how to take his foot off the gas. So there's nothing really left to prove if you're Haiden Deegan, but I think being this freed up, no championship pressure, he's going to want to go out there and send one last message to this class before he makes his pro debut just in a couple weeks at the first round of the Pro Motocross Championship. And for Levi Kitchen, it's been a long time since he's gone through a Supercross season without a win. We know he's so skilled and talented. We often talk about his ceiling because his natural ability, his talent level is so high. Some of the things that he can do on a motorcycle, not a lot of people can do. But for Levi to be winless, I think he ran into a very dominant Haiden Deegan. He just wasn't quite on that level. But if you're Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, if you're Levi Kitchen, the goal, because he's so talented, always is to go out there and win, and you know he'd like to get one in 2026 going into the Pro Motocross Championship. And for Cameron McAdoo, he's been on this Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team going on 6 years now. See him, he's one of the best guys in the whoops, and that's really been his bread and butter in Supercross. He's so good in the whoops. He's often had race-winning speed. He's struggled with injuries, some inconsistencies, but these teams and Mitch Payton, we know Cameron McAdoo works hard. It's easy to get behind a guy like that, but still unsigned for 2027. So you know Supercross is largely his specialty. So with a few more weeks on the bike, he raced last weekend in Denver. You know he wants to go out and send a message that he can still be competitive in this class.
Oh, still so much to race for all these guys out there, especially that guy Haiden Deegan. He's been fast qualifier in 7 of 9 rounds, and he's never been worse than 3rd in a session all year long. He has been unreal all season, and that's why he mentioned to start the year, look, he had 2 weaknesses, starts and whoops. He's cleaned both of them up.
And I love what he said about that. He said that for the starts, he just copied Max Anstey. Remember how good Max Anstey was at the start of the year, and in the whoops, he copied his teammate Cole Davies. But that's what the best do. They don't let their ego get in the way. He knew he had to be a little bit better in that area, and to me, that's what's really made a lot of the difference so far this season. He is one of the best guy right there below Cole Davies in the whoops, and you see that on full display here today.
This 250 West Group A qualifier number 1 is fueled by Smiths. As we go back across the start right there, guys are going to try to jump across that as well, but here's where it's at. You mentioned it right off the top, Adam. This whoop section is very difficult.
And you see how he goes all the way around the top of the turn right there. That tells me he's trying to get as much speed possible, of course, coming into the whoops. So you got to keep in mind, here in Salt Lake City, it's a lot like what we had last weekend in Denver. As the day goes on, there's going to be less and less traction available, and especially for these 250 guys, very important to carry a bunch of speed into the whoop so you don't have to get high in the RPM.
Levi Kitchen on your screen right there, trying to throw down a fast lap. These guys just getting going out there. Haiden Deegan fastest so far, 50.3. He doesn't waste any time getting out front. There's Levi rails that turn right there. You think 4th gear, maybe 5th?
I think a lot of these 250 guys today will be in 5th gear, but the problem will be there is some traction in these turns, and we only see 1 rut in the corner before the whoops now. But because everyone is taking that top rut, eventually these guys are going to have to start working down, using less of the corner, so they'll have less speed going into the whoops.
47 at Levi Kitchen on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. He goes into the top 5, 51.2. How about this guy? That Rockstar Energy Husqvarna ride, the number 34 of Ryder D. Francisco. Speed has not been an issue. He's on the podium a week ago. You know he's looking for a win here today.
Absolutely, and I said it last week, but the type of year Ryder D has had, this is the year you have to build yourself into a championship level guy, and he's not quite there yet, but another solid performance last week in Denver. I think he's got a lot stronger off the bike. He's been strong at the end of the races, which I think has hindered his results a lot of his career. And in general, he just looks like he's riding with more conviction, like he has more belief in himself. And I think if he keeps growing in that area, I truly believe he does have a championship level ceiling.
All right, let's take a ride with the number 34, Ryder D. Francisco. 3rd right now, 51.0. He needs a little under a second with that 50.3. Haiden Deegan fastest. How about Lux Turner? Once again, showing up here in Salt Lake City. He was great a week ago in Denver, but Ryder D double right here, triple. Guys can go outside triple, double, but here's going to be interesting. Cut down, double across, or you can go to the right there and do something unique. I don't know if a 250 has the power to make it. Maybe we'll see that in 450 qualifier coming up next.
We will, and this is another area here for Ryder D. He's gotten so much better in the whoops. You can just tell by a guy's body language if they have confidence in that area of the track. And Ryder D, I always see him in practice. In past years, it would take him a second. It would take him a few laps to even start skimming the whoops, and now he goes out there right away, does what he has to do, and I think that's just a sign of the confidence and the growth that we've seen from him this year.
McAdoo pulls a tear off mid-rhythm lane. Ryder D went to 50.5, but Haiden stepped his game up, 49.4. McAdoo just outside the top 5. He's 6th, 51.6.
And one of the things I love about Cameron McAdoo, and I've given him a little crap about it over the years, is that he will go out there in qualifying and he will throw down 4 or 5 fast laps in a row, which you don't see that from a lot of guys, but it's a testament to kind of who he is as a rider, a very hard worker, a guy that even when things aren't going his way, you know he's going to find a way to give you his best, and you see him now backing it down. Wants to catch a little bit of breather before he probably goes again once he gets to the finish line.
Well, fitness, attitude, work ethic, never an issue for Cameron McAdoo. You spent a lot of time training with him under Nick Way, who was a former pro out here, a very, very good pro, podiums at the highest level. So Nick Way training Cameron McAdoo. See the 43 right there. Lux Turner, a solid week ago at Denver. He's 5.5 for 5th overall in qualifying in Denver. Seems like he's getting better and better. He's 4th right now, 50.8. Got a 6th a week ago. Maybe even a career day, you think? Denver was a career day where you can build off of that?
Well, the East-West showdown, the field is obviously deeper. It's going to be tough to repeat that performance, but in the offseason, in some of the offseason races in Australia, we watched Lux Turner, and just eye test-wise, we thought to ourselves, that's going to be a top 5 guy next year in Supercross, and season best finish in Denver last weekend, and I think it's in large part due to that area. We had 2 sets of whoops at Denver. We have a big, long set of whoops here as he makes a little mistake, loses the front end. But I love to see the emotion after the season best last week, and he just sat there for a second after the finish line. He was stoked, hugging the team, hugging his parents. He's had a heck of a journey to get to this moment, and I do think there's a lot more there. There really is.
Absolutely is. Max Volan on the number 19 Club MX Yamaha. Haley, tell us more about Max.
His motivation today is to achieve what he has not done yet this season and where he expects himself to be, and that is a podium. He's been close to it. A season best is a 4th for him. So today, motivation, get on that box where he expects himself to be.
He's highly capable, there's no doubt about it. 6th overall so far, 51.4. His Kitchen's on a fast one.
I think sometimes when we talk about these guys, I often talk about the ceiling I see for Ryder D, for Lux Turner, Cameron McAdoo, all of these guys. It's because I'm not just saying it just to say it. It's real, but it's hard to make that step. It's hard to have the belief in yourself you need to be a front runner all the time. But bike skill-wise, there are so many guys out here that have so much more talent than they're showing us on the weekend. And it's all about getting that confidence and building to that championship level, that race winning level. But the talent that we have on track, especially in these showdowns, it's fun to watch.
All right, here's Levi Kitchen on a fast one. I think I saw something right here. Let's see what he does. He goes double. Oh, he doesn't. I think last lap around he wheelied that first one to the right and went triple into the corner. So let's pay attention to that as we continue qualifying here.
And this is an area for the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team that I've noticed that they've struggled a little bit in this year in the whoops, specifically kind of the forward drive, how the rear end is working in the whoops. I think they've struggled to find some of the traction that they've had in years past, and I know they've been working hard, making steps, and I do think, based off what I've seen today, they're in a better spot than they've been all season. But I think in the beginning of the year, that really hindered that team.
As Deegan goes faster and faster each lap around the track. 49.1, fastest on track by nearly a full second out there right now. The 74 gauge Limbo got a fill-in ride with his factory Triumph machine. Did pretty well last week, just outside the top 10, but what an opportunity for Gage.
It really is. It's such a, we talked about it with Nick Romano on Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki as well, but for Linville, another talented amateur that won a lot, very young, very talented, and this is a moment, you know, he's kind of gone the privateer route his whole career. If you can come out here and really show these guys, you don't have to be perfect, you can make mistakes, you can have crashes. What these teams are looking for is kind of those flashes of brilliance, and if he comes out here and really seizes the moment and gives us a couple of those flashes, again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it will go a long way in terms of his future in the sport.
53.0, 14th overall right now for Gage. It's difficult as well. You mentioned the East-West showdown, how difficult it is for guys like Lux Turner, who went up to 3rd with a 50.4, but guys like Gage Limbo, it's difficult to even qualify for these main events in the East-West showdown.
Oh, it is. There's so much talent out here, and the showdowns, it requires your absolute best and no mistakes. I think on either division, whether you're racing a West Division race, an East Division race, there's just a little bit more wiggle room. You can get a bad start, come through the field because it's not as deep. You can make some mistakes, still get up and get a top 5 if you're a high-level guy. But these showdowns, your mistakes are penalized far more than the races you have on your own division.
Haiden Deegan thought he was going for another fast one there, but
taking a look at that right side of that lane. I would love to see a 250 trying to hook that.
It's going to be difficult here at elevation. Kitchen's on the right there. Wheelies, goes triple into the turn. I like that.
Clean.
I like that.
And when I talk about talent sealing, bike skill. Those are the things that Levi Kitchen does that tell me that there's a lot more there than we've seen. And of course, it requires so many things to go right, but you cannot question this man's ability on a motorcycle.
This is a good lap. Let's see if he can go to first. 50.0 is his best. He gets in the 49s. That's great. That's a good one from Levi Kitchen. 49.6, still half a second off of Haiden Deegan. Lux Turner in third, Ryder D fourth, and Max Anstey in fifth with a 50.6.
This man, Haiden Deegan, he's been a class of his own all year.
Qualifies fastest once again. Haiden Deegan on top to get things started here in Salt Lake City. Beautiful